Hello, everybody. It is Captain Marty Brill here on Friday, January the 16th. Thank you for joining us. We've got a little bit of a fishing report, a little bit of wind to report on, got some big fish to talk about. We'll do all that when I come back in just a moment.
Locally owned and operated since 1971, Billy's Seafood has been providing the locals and visitors of the Outer Banks with some of the freshest seafood you'll find. Not too far off the beaten path down Collington Road in KDH, Billy's Seafood has become a landmark for those seeking top-notch seafood at affordable prices. Billy's Seafood also has beer, wine, grandma's tuna salad, and other groceries as well. To see more, go online to billyseafoodobx.com. Billy's Seafood, putting fresh seafood on your table for over 50 years.
At Fishing Unlimited on the Nags Head Manio Causeway, not only can you get stocked up with all the bait, tackle, and amenities necessary to fish, but you can also be your own captain. That's right. At Fishing Unlimited, you can rent one of their spacious pontoon boats to go fishing, crabbing, dolphin watching, or just to cruise the Roanoke Sound. It's family fun at its finest. Half-day and full-day rentals are available. Be your own captain at Fishing Unlimited on the Nags Head Manio Causeway.
So in some ways, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. It's winter time, and now we're getting into a couple really windy days. Although with the bluefin tuna fishing that's been going on at Hatteras and Oregon Inlet, if that wind has enough west in it, they can fish anyway. I had a really good talk last night with my old mate, Aaron Wright. Aaron Wright is now the captain on his own boat, the Outrigger, which is the same boat I retired from when it was called the Sea Breeze. And that boat, Aaron ended up taking over as captain on when I retired. And then he went on to buy that boat. And it's at the Oregon Inlet Fishing Center on the east side of the dock. And Aaron does a great job. He's been out doing a little bit of the bluefin tuna fishing. And he brought me up to date on some stuff. You need to go by and talk to Aaron. He's a great guy, and he'll be available for bluefin charters throughout the rest of the winter, and then of course he'll be there all summer long during the regular charter season. But the season on the Giants is closed, so now what's left to fish for is catch and release fishing, and they can keep one fish under 73 inches a day. So how big is a 73-inch bluefin tuna? 225 pounds, something like that, and keep one of those and release as many as you can crank in if your luck holds up. He was telling me, usually we do the Hatteras report, then I talk to you about Oregon Inlet, but they're pretty much one and the same over the last few days. They've been fishing right back of the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse, and pretty much looking right straight up at the lighthouse, right on top of the shoals, or just along the edge of the shoals, of Diamond Shoals, and 80 feet of water. And it's he was fishing right in the middle of the albatross boats from Hatteras. Ron Whitaker, we've been seeing his reports. I mean, both of the fleets are finding those fish up there along the edge of the shoals. That's because those bluefin are chasing bait up there, and in the shallower water, there's less places for them to hide. It must be very, very exciting for them doing that. He also told me that there's still some king mackerel. In fact, they got hit by king mackerel several times while bluefin tuna fishing, and I do know there's still a mackerel bite if you wanted it. That might be more of a commercial fishing thing right now. They've had a pretty good fall and winter on the king mackerel, but that's still going on. And that is not almost everything to talk about, but they also had a couple boats that slipped up there around what we call the point. This is not the point of Diamond Shoals. This is the canyon that's off Oregon Inlet, and it's 125 degrees, about 35 miles, and the tip of it is shaped like the letter G, and the crossbar on the G is the tip of the point. It's just a formation in the bottom of a huge canyon with a big wall on three sides, and man, I tell you, it's probably one of the most prolific fishing areas. They had one boat eased up there and found yellowfin tuna jumping all over the place, and they've been, both Hatteras and Oregon Inlet, been getting a few blackfin tuna as well. But the emphasis is primarily up until the quota was reached. They were after those 5, 6, 7, and even in the case of Captain David Wright off the Rudy Inlet, 800-pound bluefin tuna. So those fish up there north of us seems like they've vacated the area a little bit, but man, they had a spell on some really, really big ones up that way. So that's about all we have there. The surf and pier fishing, there's nothing to it. It's just a very scattered sea mullet, a shark, a skate. You might run into a leftover puppy drum or black drum, but not much to talk about there. We'll take a little break right here, and we'll come back and talk a little bit about the backcountry.
Ready to enjoy the Outer Banks the way it was meant to be enjoyed? Then you're ready to take the whole family to Jeanette's Pier in Nags Head. Start with a walk on the 1,000-foot-long pier to watch the sunrise or a reel in the catch of the day. Some of the best fishing on the East Coast is right here at Jeanette's Pier. Plus, Jeanette's Pier plays host to various events throughout the year, including professional surfing events. For the best day you'll have on the Outer Banks, go to Jeanette'sPier.net or give us a call at 252-255-1501. Jeanette's Pier, milepost 16 and a half, Nags Head.
So the backcountry earlier in the year in the summertime could be anywhere from, way up the Alligator River. It could be up in Currituck, Pamlico Sound, behind Ocracoke. This time of year, it's primarily Pamlico Sound, and a lot of that is going to be over on the other side, over on the western side of the Pamlico. There are, I believe, still some speckled trout to be caught, but for the first time in a while, I haven't seen any posts on that. There are plenty of rockfish around in different areas. Aaron was telling me they're seeing some back at Kitty Hawk, actually, and up around the Wright Memorial Bridge, but the season remains closed as it has been for a long time now. So it reminds me of a little joke. Some guys the other day went out fishing and they caught some striped bass. Game warden pulled them over and said, "Boys, what you got there?" And they said, and it was out of season. The season was closed. They didn't know it. And they said, "We got some striped bass." And he said, "Well, we'll just call them Jailhouse Rock." And so he wrote them a ticket, sent them on their way, confiscated their fish. So that's about really all there is to report. We got some really cold weather coming over the weekend. And Aaron, the one thing he left me with is the fishing is going to do nothing but get better. So go by and talk to the captains on the dock. That's the best way to book a boat this time of year. Go out there and take a stab at catching you a bluefin tuna. You'll be glad you did. That's our report for today. I hope the good Lord blesses you richly.